You ready? Well, I thought I'd seen it all in Baton Rouge. But just when you think you've seen it all, you haven't. I want to start by saying how proud I am of our football team for the effort that they gave against a great football team. It was a hard-fought game. It was a tough game. They have a phenomenal defense, and we struggled a little bit getting any consistency moving the ball. There were a lot of opportunities before the end there to win the game, and anytime the result doesn't go your way, the first thing you should do is say, what could we have done differently to change the outcome? And there were a lot of things there, just especially down the stretch. So it's why they have a 10-second runoff rule in the NFL, and we don't have it in college. And we probably should get it. It was chaos again. They run a bunch of guys on the field, and the umpire doesn't jump up to stop and allow a substitution. They let them snap the ball, and they get a penalty. And so that allowed them to substitute their field goal team on and kick it for 1 second. So I don't know what else to say other than I'm proud of the team for the effort, and that's it.
Since there's no runoff, are you satisfied with the explanation that you got for how it actually played out?
Well, when they ran guys on the field, the field goal unit, the rule states that the umpire should step over the ball and allow a substitution to happen.
So it's the same sort of deal for us.
I don't know. I guess there wasn't enough time to do that. But what do you say? I mean, we had a lot of chances prior to that. We kick a ball low on the extra point, which keeps it a 3-point game, and they hit a seam shot, and we get a penalty for helmet to the back. I didn't quite understand that, but I guess that's the rule. And next thing you know, they're in field goal range. So,
Derek, you talked about this having the potential to be a springboard into the offseason. How much do you worry about this lingering into the offseason negatively in the way that you?
I hope it lingers in the offseason, and I told the team that every time they want to lay in their bed and not work in the offseason, they better think about how they feel. So I hope they bottle this feeling up after the game, and I hope they bottled that feeling up after Baton Rouge, and I hope they bottled that feeling up after a whole bunch of other losses we had. So I know I will. I know I will.
Coach, do you feel like the unluckiest head coach in America at this point after the season?
No, I'm lucky to be at Tennessee, so that's not bad about being the head coach at Tennessee. And, like I said, when you have bad things go your way, you got to figure out what could you have done differently to not let it get to that point. And in both of those games, we could have done some things differently.
Is it common to see an official sprint to mark the ball in that situation, or is there anything in the rule book about that either way?
No. Usually it's about a 10 to 12 second. How much time was it when we tackled it? You don't know?
Like a little bit 12.
Yeah, usually it takes 10 to 12 seconds to spot the ball and get it set up.
I ran out before they snapped the ball.
Well,
And the official said the game's over.
right. That's what I thought. But, I had a sick feeling when the thing hit 0 because I've been there, and I didn't celebrate this time because I don't know. They always move it a little quicker, 2 minutes. I will say that. It's hard. It's hard to. What do you say? I can't criticize. But there were a lot of. There'll be a lot of things that will be brought up for discussion. Let's say that in the off season on game management and into the game management and into the game rules. I hope there will be.
Hey, Coach, can you talk just about what happened right before that last play setup? Because obviously they were learning from their previous. What did you talk to the team about? How did you manage their?
Well,
was chaos?
Yeah, you talking about after they kicked the field goal to tie it?
Prior to that, prior to all that stuff actually playing out, because obviously I'm sure in your mind you're thinking, okay, there's a certain amount of time left.
Yeah, we were fine. We had the call ready. We tackled the runner. All right, we get lined up. We had our call ready. We were ready to play. And then they run a field goal unit on with about, I don't know how much time. And then the center does what the center did in Baton Rouge. He sees the clock and snaps the ball. And I guess he snapped it and they clocked it, and I guess that the replay must show that they had 2 seconds, which is adequate time to get your, now stop, get your field goal unit on the team, you know, on the field, and give yourself a last kick. So, but again, that's why they have the 10-second runoff rule in the NFL, for exactly that scenario, where an offense can't do that to give themselves a chance to win. I hurt for them. I hurt for that whole football team. There's a bunch of guys in there crying, and but I told them I was proud of them. And you know, you don't always define yourself as a competitor or a man by results that happen. And this team, I hope, won't, because they've been fighting like heck, you know, since November, and they put up a heck of a fight against a good football team tonight.
Derek, what do you think of Tyler tonight? Some good and some bad, sort of what you said.
Well, he wasn't in rhythm. You know, we didn't execute the pass game well at all. And give North Carolina credit. We didn't get any of those downfield throws we're used to getting, and then we weren't executing some of the other stuff. So then we went back and started doing some quick game stuff, and that helped us get back in it there in the second half. But he continues to make some plays, but you know, made a real bad mistake in overtime. Real bad.
Did you consider?
Not sure why he threw that.
Sorry, Dave. Did you at any point consider, I know earlier in the season you considered Tyler in lieu of Matt, did you consider that maybe today?
No, it wasn't all Tyler, you know, but I wasn't ready to do that.
What about the penalty at the end that got enforced in overtime, throwing the helmet?
Yeah, I mean, our guy lost his cool and threw the helmet, and the game wasn't over, and so it's a penalty. You know, what do I say? We got to keep our cool.
Coach, what about the play of some of your other young guys like Jansen Jackson, Derek Rogers, Justin Hunter, those guys?
Well, they you know, both freshman wideouts made some great catches. Rajon Neal ran the ball pretty good, and you know, he showed a little spunk. It was tough plowing. They have a phenomenal defensive line, and we couldn't get anything going running.
And the play by Jackson, the interception.
It was an incredible play. He was the only guy on our football team that could make a play like that. It was just an incredible play. And they took a play-action shot on 3rd and 1, and you know, there ain't many guys. There's not many guys out there that can make that kind of play. So it's a big play.
How much did the lack of the run game kind of, did you have to put more on Tyler's shoulders than the coach?
We've been doing it the whole second half of the season. Y'all ask me that every game. How much did the run game affect? It's the same as every other game. Inadequate. You know, inept, and quarterback's got to throw and catch with the wideouts.
Derek, how valuable was Gerald and Denarius today? I mean, especially Denarius on that last drive where you took the lead.
He made a huge play on a slant route on 3rd down. It was a great, you know, made a guy miss, and but he's been doing that the whole second half of the season. It's a shame to lose 2 games.
Do you feel like you got ripped off?
I'm not going to say that. You know, like I said, it's true. There's a lot of things we could have done to prevent that from happening, and that's a fact.
We've got time for one more question.
Coach, there was a lot of players slipped on the
Answer it, man. Huh?
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There was a lot of slipping in the first half and into the second half. Did that affect your game plan at all?
No, but it affected our receivers. You know, early we had some guys falling down and slipping on routes, and you know, you just got to keep your balance. Torn slipped a few times, but you know, they were playing on the same field too, the other guys.
Coach Dooley, thank you very much for your